Do I need to lean forward? Am I okay if I lean back?
You're
That's
okay.
Actually. Like
Yeah. Your audio is gonna be sound a
Do
little
you want
different.
headphones?
Yes.
Do you have them?
If you can facilitate, that's fine. If not, I'm not bothered.
I feel like you're not
There you go.
anywhere near the mic.
Well, can you hear him in your
can,
headphones?
yeah, totally.
Well enough.
You'll see.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't really hear myself either. So.
There you go, bud.
I mean.
There you go.
just Hold it.
Rich and
The
silky
headphones-
smooth.
The headphones.
You guys
are
have made this
definitely a
so
different
easy. Is
experience.
there anything else that we can accommodate for you while we're here?
No, absolutely. You can move your mic just a tad bit closer to you, whatever's comfortable. There you go.
Get it right up in your face.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna use that as like a.
The
table.
closer it is, the more Vincent Pricey you get.
Excellent.
All
All right, everybody.
Okay.
Our guests have arrived. Fashionably late,
Fucking finally.
but as
Fashionably on time.
fashionably on time.
He said fashionably
I
late.
like
It's like we're in Montrose. There's not really a fashionably late town.
it. Is Montrose not a fashionably
No.
late town?
You're
If you
just-
go to an event, or
you're
do
just
you
late.
not like show up a little bit
No,
late?
you're on time.
I do.
I don't do it on purpose, but like I think we always show up late.
We're either early or late.
Yeah.
We're not usually on time.
Yeah. Because what is time?
It's
A
A
construct.
construct.
exactly.
I did just watch Matrix last night again.
Oh.
Like I like
One of the
watched
greatest
most
Do
of
you
it.
do you finally understand what's happening now after several viewings?
No,
No.
but it's a great movie.
we could do a whole other episode about that.
Just on the Matrix.
Oh my
Please
God.
don't get
Yeah.
Mike started.
Oh yeah.
Every time Dennis watches it, he always says, "Take the other pill."
Take the blue pill. Take the blue pill. Damn it.
I mean,
That is true.
This is going to be different this episode.
Why is that? Rob's a little off his game.
No.
He's used to. Okay, so normally, the setup that he prefers is that we're talking and we're having a conversation as you enter.
Oh.
And so-
Well, I like to, try and throw you off guard. I don't think that's
impossible.
going to work with you two
did
anyway.
you did a great job at making him.
controlling the
No.
situation. maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that was never going to work with you two anyway.
Let's just.
So,
So you're going to introduce them, Rob?
I mean, I think they should introduce themselves.
Mike, Lin.
Oh. So we're Lin and Mike, and we have Alpen Confections.
Yes, we're traditionally French-trained confectioners and chocolatiers. We do everything ourselves by hand. We do bonbons filled with ganaches and
I
caramels.
wasn't aware that we were supposed to have a CV available.
Yeah,
Or-
we can do the shtick.
No, that's enough if you want
yeah.
to stop
Okay.
right there.
You know, we make
Everyone knows
really
you.
fine chocolates.
Everyone in town knows you, I think, anyway, because of you. You have a presence right here on Townsend, but also I think you're quite well known.
Okay.
You do, you really do beautiful work, and
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think, yeah,
Well, I have a question. So why not Mike and Lin's or Lin and Mike's, like the Tom and Jerry?
Alphabetical order.
Yeah. Would it be Lin and Mike?
Yeah.
then?
LMNOP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were talking about hyphenating our last names as well, and so it would still be McKay Schaefer.
Schaefer.
McKay
Yeah,
Schaefer.
you have to go in alphabetical order.
I mean, there's
that
lots of
sounds
ways
like
to
a
look at
company,
it. You could
though.
be
It
first,
does.
or you say
Like,
the
we
best
maybe like
of
law.
last.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's all
Yeah.
and
perspective.
associates.
Yeah,
It just depends on
exactly.
where you fall in the pecking order, right? Like where that happens.
We don't subscribe to such things.
The reason why I say that.
Wait. Little
Some Pomona.
Some delicious Pomona
Pomona
Brewing.
Brewing.
ASMR.
Oh,
He doesn't realize that every time that we put this through the filter, though, to do the audio,
Yes.
it cuts out the
Oh,
ASMR
don't
port.
put it through the fucking filter.
But I don't feel that reduces the miming of the entire
The miming
thing.
of it? That's right, 'cause we
I'm
are on
here for
video.
it.
Yeah.
And we recognized it
Right.
as well. So
And I enjoyed
also,
it right then.
Pomona Brewing is the best brewing in town
Yeah.
There you go.
by far.
they're legit.
They are a beverage sponsor
As
for the
they
show.
should
So
be.
thank you very much to Kevin
Yeah.
and Chelsea. They were on a previous episode. You guys did.
Do they sponsor chocolate shops as well?
Ooh.
We've worked with them. We've worked
Yeah, I was
with
about to
them
say, you
and
worked
some
with them
pairings
recently.
Love Kevin and Chelsea. I think what they're doing in town is like kind of the hallmark, kind of what a small business is really kind of aiming for.
They've
They're-
smashed it, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
But they've got it's a brewery, right? It's a popular product anyway, but they've done it to such a degree. But here's what I love about them and you guys and several other businesses is you fall into that category of kind of raising the bar for this area. I mean, your products could easily be nationwide, right? They're
you.
among the best I've seen. I mean,
super kind.
It's very kind
they're
of you.
beautiful, and we're very lucky to have you here. But it's it's Storm King, it's people producing things in this area that are raising the bar.
We should show them.
Yeah.
Since they were so
We
kind.
just got back from Storm King, actually.
Yeah, that's really
That's why
late.
we're late.
That's why you're late.
Yes.
Little Dutch courage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like
no
you need
courage
it, yeah.
required.
Bailey's
It was
Bleach
just
Day.
It was an easy excuse to leave the shop early today. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What did you have? Let's plug Dave a little bit.
Bailey's Beach Day was the name of the cocktail.
Oh.
It was a pineapple coconut rum situation that brought super summer vibes. It was good stuff.
What was the one I had like a honey bourbon?
Sweet as honey, sweet as honey.
Sweet as honey.
And we're actually going to do a pairing with them with that drink. We're going to do a bee pollen honey truffle.
Ooh.
For them. With,
Well, you already have a chocolate in your repertoire that uses their products.
Yeah,
Yes,
the
it's in, we
psychic
brought
whiskey.
you guys a couple. Yeah.
Yeah.
David
Yeah.
does a.
No, they
really
brought me.
delicious whiskey.
They brought me some. They didn't. There wasn't two here. They brought me some.
That was actually a fun one to develop because
rude
you have to like remove as much like sugar and fat as you can. I don't know if you guys know, but it was named the #1 small batch American whiskey in the world last year.
Yes, sir.
So we wanted to pay attention to those flavor notes, and those things can get hidden by fat and sugar. So we do a water ganache. We used a very little bit of honey to sweeten it, and then we use anhydrous butter. So you get all the flavors of the whiskey, and then we add it at room temperature. They're so good. Yeah,
There's a fair bit of whiskey in each bonbon.
yeah. There's a fair bit.
Yeah.
There's a fair bit of like chocolate world lingo in there too.
Is it in
Like
when you're
it's
making the
science
batch?
talk,
Is it
right?
like one for me, one for the batch?
Never. Like, so the amount of hours that we work and the free time that we have to feed ourselves is pretty limited. So if you start eating a lot of the chocolate on top
gotta
of that,
work
you're
more.
like, yeah, you're definitely in trouble.
Yeah.
We do have
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
I was
we do have
talking
to
more about
sample.
the whiskey, like the whiskey. You said there was a lot of whiskey.
no,
and I was like, is it one
definitely
for me,
not.
one for the.
Yeah.
One for the batch?
Do
Definitely
you? Can I
not.
go to?
It's expensive
Do you?
whiskey.
I mean, are you? This sounds like a stupid question, but are you chocolate lovers in the
Yes.
sense that
Oh,
do
yeah.
you eat significantly more chocolate than the average person? Would you say?
Definitely more than the average person, but I think
Yeah.
Mike and I are just lovers of food. In general, cuisine has always been really important to us.
We love to cook in general.
Food memory is one of the things all we think about is what we're going to eat next, and we never
While you're
get
eating.
to eat, it's like, what do we have that we can like make something that's going to be really delicious for
Right.
us? Or, we'll be sitting there and having a beer and it's like sunny out. And we're like, what'd be really fucking good right now is a lobster roll. And then just go down that road.
Right.
It's, yeah.
So where do you get a lobster roll in Montrose? 'Cause I
You
want to go
make
there.
it.
You make it
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, you make it.
Yeah.
Do you? So it must. I mean, I guess the biggest compliment people can give you though is that your chocolate is delicious. You know what I mean? Because you care about food. So for other people to try them and buy them and tell you how good they are, it must feel really good.
You know what the biggest compliment, I think one of the biggest compliments we've ever had, there was a young child that came in. He was probably like 10 or 12, and he was buying hundreds of dollars of chocolate. Like, he was like up to $250 in what he was buying from us during
It was
Christmas.
dumb. Yeah.
And I just thought, we're from here. Like, I thought it was, maybe like a wealthy Telluride kid or something that was going to hand me a credit card.
Yeah.
He got out a giant envelope of cash, like 10s and 20s. He'd been saving his lawn mowing money to come in and buy
For the
chocolate
summer,
gifts for his family from us. I think that's the biggest compliment I've ever had. Like, at 10 years old, if it didn't burn or explode or
Right.
cause somebody else harm, I was not interested.
Yeah.
So, like, to spend your money, like, it was, really humbling.
And to your point, it is weird to hear people say that this is the best I've ever had. It's very humbling. It motivates. It drives us to kind of continue to try to grow what we're doing, and it's so awesome because we have the best time all day. I mean, granted, there's stress. Don't get me wrong, but we have the best time every
Only
day.
a
and we
slightly
get to make,
minor amount of
it's one of those things where it's a small business. You have a lot of other responsibilities apart from just making the product. And so when we do get these wonderful compliments and affirmations from customers about how they feel about what we're making, because it's something we talk about, like it's something you're putting inside of your body, like that's a big responsibility.
Like I feel a huge responsibility to that.
It's not a small thing to consider somebody that's actually like putting something into their whole person.
Right.
And if it like affects them, not just outside of taste, but we have people that have food memories that are triggered. It's like, oh yeah.
Do you also though, when people, like if somebody says this is the best chocolate I've ever had, and you outwardly say, oh, that's such a nice thing to say, inside you must be going, I know it is. Because
never.
Do you not believe then? Like, do you not? I don't. You don't lack self-confidence.
I think we're getting,
I fully believe that like we're the shit. Like I know that I make really good stuff.
We have to on some.
But
level.
if you're not always striving to be better, like that's how we got to the point that we are. Like when we got into this business, we wanted to practice excellence, and we wanted to do that in the capacity that we could. We didn't start this when we were 20 years old. We didn't start working with moth chefs or anything like that. So we wanted to figure out, like, how can we dial this in? How can we really do the best that we possibly can given our circumstance? And so that always feels super nice, but we always feel like we can do better, and we're trying to figure out how to do it better. Sometimes that just means, how can I do it faster so that I can sell it at a better rate to somebody else that's going to increase my sales? There's all of those factors.
There's a lot of variables, and there's always somebody better. Like you can't ever think that you're the best, because there's always somebody in a smaller town. Like we're in Montrose, Colorado. It's a tiny little place. Everybody asks, why are you here? Well, I mean, we're here because we love it and all of those things. But I'm always thinking about how there's probably somebody else that's in a similar situation doing really good chocolate that nobody's heard about. But everybody tells them it's the best stuff. It's too pretty to eat. All of the things that you hear. And for he and I, it's just what we love to do. Like we're so lucky that we're able to do this.
We're lucky on a number of levels to be able to continue to do this, and the appreciation that you're talking about is so I had some major health things happen. That's why we moved back to Colorado. We had a chocolate business before this as well, so I suffered PTSD because my health issues were so extreme. And I realized after starting chocolate again that maybe a huge portion of that was that I wasn't getting this constant affirmation all day. Not only was I not able to do what I had trained myself to do, what finally made me happy. Like I have a chemistry degree, I speak languages, I've done all of these other things. I used to work security at an airport, I was in the army, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
None of it was satisfying to me. And I found this thing, and we found this thing that was, it completes us. It's everything that we love. It's everything that we talk and think about. So losing that was one thing, but then on top of it, losing that constant daily affirmation, it was, it was weird to realize, oh shit, it doesn't suck that the job that I choose to do, I never have negativity. Everybody that comes in,
you're making people happy.
It's the best.
Is it kind of it feels like, like celebrities, right? Like if they're out of the public eye for a little bit, it's like addicting to them.
For sure.
They like to be.
I'm not comparing myself to a celebrity.
But there's that. But it's that, like you said, that affirmation and people saying nice things to you, and suddenly if you don't have that, I can imagine that leaves a bit of a hole.
Everybody's had jobs their entire lives where nobody says anything nice to you ever, or maybe it's like a side comment when you get your yearly review or something that you get some nice thing said to you. And we get nice things said to us all day long.
And we don't necessarily take a paycheck right now because we're putting everything into the business. So that's kind of like a way to kind of receive that affirmation, like you said, it makes it all worth it.
Exactly. This is why
it's a form of payment for sure, to be able to have people be positive in their interaction with you. That was the reason why I asked you that. I was being funny about it, the Ben and Jerry's, why not Mike and Lin's? But part of it is, the chocolate's not only artwork, when you look at it. It's gorgeous. But when you guys come in, part of the experience is coming in and interacting with you guys in the shop.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, there's not a question you can't answer. I think I remember when I came in for Mother's Day, and I asked you, I was like, I need to buy a bunch of chocolate. And you basically just walked me through it. You were like, okay, well, I know that you've tried this. I know that you've tried this. So you need to get this and this. And, you know, it was just, it's one of those things. Part of the experience is coming in and interacting with you guys, not to mention that the chocolate is fantastic.
Well, and you can
Thank
you can see the work area too, which is, I think, really cool. You can actually see, you know, you guys working on.
So
For
I've got
us, I think it's imperative because
Yeah.
people don't understand like what it is. We have people that don't understand the color, and it's such a compliment. Like they look at the chocolate and they
Yep.
think it's like a wrapper.
Yeah.
They don't even understand,
plastic, yeah.
you know. So we want them to be able to see the tools. It's part of the fascination, and
Right.
it's everything that we want to do. Like we only ever want to be back there doing that, but we almost always are just doing business things. So at least you get to see it, you know, even if you don't get to
Right,
see it
right,
like
right.
in operation,
Yeah.
you get to see it.
So
Yeah.
I don't know that there's anybody better to answer the age-old question. So I'm going to ask it, right? Which is better, chocolate or sex?
Sex.
Yeah.
The chocolatiers say,
And let's not
That's like
forget
chicken
that
and
chocolate
egg.
is
We just-
very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, food's
That's not all
great.
that's very good.
Yeah. Food's really great, but
Yeah.
some things are a bit more visceral. I
Yeah.
guess.
And of course, you know, you can combine
But
the two.
that's individual to the person. I think if you're
combine the
asking,
two, I don't necessarily know if you
I don't think that's
want to-
recommended. I
it's-
think
it's-
food and sex is a no-no.
No.
Isn't there a
Yeah.
movie with Marlon Brando? Isn't it Marlon Brando and a stick of butter?
I don't know about that
I don't
one,
know,
but
tell
there.
me more.
What's the other
Let me
one?
think.
9.5
Weeks.
weeks.
Oh, right.
Yeah, there's that
Kim
scene,
Basinger
Kim
and-
Basinger, where he's
The
like,
refrigerator.
he blindfolds her in front of the refrigerator and
Right.
he's like feeding her things.
Yeah.
And it's so gross. It's the worst.
You're like-
it totally, that makes you realize that food and sex are bad.
It's his, it's his apartment. He's obviously a single guy, and you're like, you know that milk is spoiled.
Right.
You know that there's nothing sexy about that. So I was going to ask you guys a question, and this is a kind of a good segue. Do you guys know who the actress Kate Beckinsale is?
Of course.
Yeah, Underworld. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So have you heard her story of what she likes to do with chocolates that they leave on the pillows at like hotels?
No.
So if whoever she's sharing a hotel room with, if they happen to fall asleep before she does, she likes to wedge the chocolate
Between their ass.
Between the cheeks. Okay.
between the cheeks so that the person is terrified in
Oh
the
my
morning.
God, that's so
Can
good.
I just want to. I don't know if Kate Beckinsale phrases it that way because you've made it sound like she shares hotels with lots of different people.
No, it was. And it's
Maybe
not,
she's
not
just
like,
checking to see if they have good
It's
circulation.
not
Yeah.
necessarily like the way that she said it. It's not necessarily like the person that she's sleeping with or
She's
her
married.
partner.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
Isn't she?
No.
I have
I'm
no
sure
idea.
she's divorced.
Yeah. But it was like
Because of that
Sure.
stupid prank she
Yeah.
plays all the time.
I was about to say it was like if she's sharing a hotel room with a friend or
Okay.
whatever as well, like female
And nobody shares hotels room with her now.
anymore. Yeah, not
Or they
now.
run in first and grab the in chocolates,
chocolates
and
off the
throw
bed.
them out.
All right, so that was gonna.
Okay, well, hang on a minute.
Okay.
Would you be honored if Kate Beckinsale used one of your chocolates to play that prank on somebody?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. She,
Okay.
I would want to pick the chocolate though, because I would want to make sure that like whatever residue or whatever was
Yeah.
left caused the most amount of
Yeah,
panic.
we want
So
to make it
I would want it
So,
to like
okay.
be red
What's,
or
yeah,
whatever.
what's the
I don't know.
ideal chocolate? Something that when they go to the bathroom, it's
Are
got
you really
going
gonna
to
go down this road?
some
There-
raspberry in it because
No,
they think they're having.
there's a Calais chocolate. Actually, it's cacao berry. I think it was found like growing wild in the mountains of Peru or something. But the chocolate itself is like pink.
Okay.
When it's done, it's really weird.
Wow.
That would probably be your choice.
You're thinking of Ruby.
Ruby.
Ruby chocolate.
Yeah, ruby chocolate.
It is-
Yeah, I'm sure that they want me to plug them now, and they totally want to work
I'm
with
sure.
us. I'm so glad I
I'm
said that.
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
But
tag,
that would
we'll
be your
tag
choice.
them.
I think raspberries. is
Yes.
probably,
Raspberries is a good call.
Right, because so chocolate and but with like a raspberry coulis or something inside. So it melts, and you think it's one thing, and then you go, oh, there's blood in it.
Also,
I'm also just worried about someone that's so asleep that you could do that to them.
That's
Like,
always fun.
what state are you in that someone could shove a chocolate bar between your cheeks and you not wake up?
I'm now immediately regretting sharing this story that we've gotten to the point of nuts and raspberries representing what's in your.
I'm not sure who you invited here.
Well, that's true.
We're just going to flesh this out if you ask us
He did not know
questions,
who
by
he
the
was
way.
inviting.
No,
I
he
did.
didn't. Yeah.
You and I we've had conversations that I wouldn't dare publish.
And actually, Rob has been one of the best friends and
stop
proponents
it.
of our business. The other day, so
Don't stop. Keep coming.
yeah, so I had a gentleman come in the other day, and I felt terrible because he looked somewhat familiar, and you hate it when you don't remember somebody, right? Like, I hate that. And I knew that I knew him, but he stopped in the middle of the transaction, was like, so I built all the tables in here. And I was like, what? And he was like, oh, yeah, I was here one day with Rob, and we like built all of your stainless steel tables
Who
and
was
stuff.
it? Nick?
And I was like, I feel like that's sort of us.
Yeah.
You know, like
But-
I'm not even aware that like
So-
anybody did anything in here. I forgot that you built the tables.
No,
like,
but
I was like, oh, yeah,
demoed.
that's
He helped
fucking
demo,
right.
Just
Like,
like Kevin and Chelsea at Pomona. I watched the episode with you guys, and they were talking about you going in there and you.
oh, we have the
demoed
best
building.
slow-mo
We have
shot
slow-mo
of
him with a
Rob
sledgehammer.
demoing a
Look at
wall.
it.
Oh, you
yeah.
do?
Oh, yeah, totally. We should
got
send that
really
to
well,
you.
man, like-
You could put it on your Tinder profile or something.
could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
You should.
It's better than holding a fish.
That's true. That's true.
Is that your Tinder photo? Is you're holding
No,
a
of
fish?
course not. Don't you know the joke?
No.
Oh yeah, like
holding a
every
fish thing?
dude on like Tinder or whatever, they're like holding a fish
He's
because
a
that
fisherman.
attracts women, right?
They're the it's the I'm the provider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be able to provide.
But
And
it's
that
just a
works
fish.
partly in this kind of area because
We're not
If
talking
you're a-
about farmers only. We were talking about
no, but
Tinder.
it's like hunters and all that. They're like, oh, I like women want to be protected and
I feel
I'm
like
not saying
you've
it
got a
doesn't
lot
work
to
on
offer,
me.
Rob.
No.
Like,
Don't worry about it.
Are there four guys in a room telling people on air what women want? Is that what you just did?
no, not at all.
I'm saying it does work, right?
No,
it's very, very common.
I totally
It is a
agree
thing.
with Rob in this situation, but I feel like in our area, it just means that this person likes to do what I like to do.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
things
Yeah.
like that. But I'm talking about like Charlotte, North Carolina, or New York. You'll see all of these guys
Yeah.
like holding a fish. Like that's what they do all the time is like,
Yeah.
go
And
out,
they're
like,
not.
yeah.
No, they're not. They
Yeah.
Swing a sledgehammer in slow motion is the answer, right?
Exactly.
It is.
It needs a
definitely
fish. You might
is.
need some
I
demolition.
might
done
have
one day,
watched
though.
that video a few times too. I'm just
Yeah.
You can keep a copy.
I have the original.
So Rob's head is beginning to not fit in the shot over here. So
Hey now.
No. Rob is.
What do you think we started this podcast? Were you under the impression that we were doing some kind of service to the
So,
community?
but back to the original point. Rob has been one of our most
Supportive.
strongest supporters and proponents
Yeah.
since the very beginning. And
It
we
would
really
be hard for me
appreciate
to
you,
say
sir.
anything
Yes.
bad about him other than he's Welsh, you
Yeah.
know, like stuff like that. We tried to learn a whole bunch of like Welsh vocabulary
We
before we
did.
come,
We
but
like
it was
spent a day.
it
and
was
then
like
we
last week,
lost
and I
interest.
fucking forgot already.
Yeah.
and then you've had a couple of
Yeah,
cocktails.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
never going to work. but-
No.
We talked to chat for a minute, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we can wrap it up on that note. I'm quite content.
you're feeling like mission accomplished.
yeah. You were late, but you know what? It was worth it.
No, that's how I like to be.
I want to talk a little bit about. I like to always ask about the origin story. A little bit more about how you got here, and I guess before that though, when did you open Alpen? Because this is the current location is the second location.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it won't be that long before you are outpacing yourselves. But when did you open the first location over at Sampler Square, right?
2020, right before COVID.
Yeah.
We signed the lease March, and then COVID lockdown happened May. 2 months later.
Yeah. Which was funny because I was suffering from PTSD,
Yeah.
and so we had just gotten ourselves out of the basement,
We
and then
just
COVID
realized,
happened. So for us, it was super easy. We were just like, sweet,
Oh.
back in the
And
basement.
we just had puppies, so we
I've
just
got
got to
this.
spend,
I've got
more
like
time
lots
with
of
them.
Netflix lined up.
Yeah,
We're good
it
to
was
go.
it was a very easy regression to go right back to the basement and just settle in.
Right. So did you not? You didn't produce or do anything really for a period then, or
Only for a few months, because fortunately that space was super small and
Right.
it lent itself to COVID.
There were some
So-
issues getting into it once we got into there that needed to be
Yeah.
resolved. We don't need to go into it.
no?
Yeah.
But we ended up, I think, opening right before Christmas of 2020
Yeah.
at Sampler Square.
Yeah.
And it was
great.
tiny, but it was tiny, right?
Yes.
Super tiny.
Crazy tiny. You come in, there's a register, and then there's the workspace, and then some storage.
Yeah.
It was very low
Yeah.
key.
It was
Yeah.
low key.
And you know, we could probably fit maybe 2 to 3 people in the little front retail area.
Right.
The rest was for production and
Right.
storage.
You
Yeah.
guys know there should be a monument there. That's where Madame Curie got her plutonium
Vanadium.
and
Oh.
vanadium to
Right.
do her radiation
All
studies.
from like
For
the
the
west end of
Manhattan
Colorado.
Project.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Wow.
crazy. That building was built in 1896.
We have a 100-year-old neighbor, and he like went through the litany of things that
Yeah.
that building has been. It's really crazy.
Yeah. There's a hot wall.
And his name's Babe.
Yeah.
He's 100 years old. His name's Babe. He's a farmer.
Where is he still with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Okay, I
He's
want to speak to
amazing.
Babe.
You
Babe
do.
is a legend.
Let's
He
let's
is
get.
so cool. My aunt and uncle used to own the
He
store
would be
with
a
your.
good guest.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
He still has all the mentals. Like
Yeah.
he knows what's up.
He
just
gave me
can't
shit
see
the
and hear
other
very
day.
well.
He was at the distillery, and I said, "Hey, babe, how you doing?" He's my neighbor. He knows who I am. He's 100, but he's still totally there.
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, who are you again?" Like,
That's. I can't wait to get to an age where I can do whatever
Whatever
the
the
I want and say whatever I want and just wander around the streets with naked if you want to, and the cops will pick you up and you go, "I don't know where I am," and they just take you home.
I feel like you led yourself down a very specific road there.
Yeah.
Let's just call
Like
that
you're
what
li-
it is. This is a perfect time to say 970-316-3162. Call in. I'm pretty sure a few of you out there have had Rob say and do exactly whatever he thought he wanted to do in those moments.
No, believe me, I self-censor a little bit.
No, share the story. We'll play it on air. 970-316-3162.
Thank God we don't have a big audience yet, because there might be one or two people out there who know stuff.
There's a big enough audience that there's somebody that has a story. I promise you that.
So why haven't you guys had somebody do the jingle yet? Like we were.
We feel
so
like you need bumper
we grew up
music.
with WKRP. Mike's
Yeah.
dad is a morning show radio host on
for
the
most
East
of my life,
Coast.
yeah.
So like radio is really. Yeah.
It's a big
anyway,
part
so
of our
we watched like
lives.
the WKRP intro, and do you want us to sing it for you? Or-
Yeah.
Where is
Go right ahead.
Lonnie?
Not like right now.
Well, we were
but-
talking about it earlier, actually,
Like-
about we need to record an intro. But give us a little.
I do
sample.
like the "We Know Real People" though.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate
that's
that.
that's
Yeah.
really good. I
We're
like
not
that
going to
as
sing
well.
the intro to
You're not
We are
gonna- you're not-
absolutely
No?
not. But I've been practicing it as though I were going to sing it for you, if that's important.
I'm
at
trying to
all.
I
remember
am waiting
the.
for Lonnie
We
to walk
know,
through the door.
unfortunately, when we started on YouTube, we know all the words.
Yeah.
Like, it sucks. All
It
the
might
things
be
I forget every day,
traumatized.
but
Oh, I
like
know.
the
I'm tired
WK
of unpacking
And
and
unpacking.
unpacking.
Shit, he started.
town to
Down,
town, up and down the dial. Baby, you and me were never meant to be. But baby, think of me once in a while.
Yeah.
WKRP.
KRP
Yeah,
in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. Fuck
I don't know.
you.
That might
You know
have to
you
be it
love
now.
it.
That might
And
have to be
I'm
it.
upset that you don't know who Lonnie Anderson is.
You should know.
How
who
do
Lonnie
you not know who
even,
Lonnie Anderson
Even these
is?
homos know who Lonnie Anderson
Come
is.
on. Like,
How do I not know that?
Oof, check, ooh,
He,
that
so
hair,
I promise you, he's going to
them
fancy
tickle
himself
bitties.
Johnny
Oof.
Fever. Is who,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Johnny Fever.
he's,
Alright,
he's,
then.
looking, he's
hair.
looking it up now. He doesn't. Yeah.
And Cincinnati and Montrose have the same amount of syllables, so it works so well.
No, it's Cincinnati.
Montrose. I mean, you can do it.
You can, of course.
I didn't mean it was exactly the same. I'm totally lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. You can.
Yeah,
can
when
make
you
it
said
happen.
it's the same, you didn't mean exactly the same.
no,
No.
no, never.
Same difference.
Yeah. No, you're right. We do need a jingle, like a
Yeah.
traditional, like that, like an old radio show jingle for sure. We talked
100.
about it earlier.
So-
But you know, as you may have discovered already, you know, we don't strive for excellence, particularly in the same way that you do. This is
Ask anybody who
I don't know,
sends
the
me an
setup's pretty
email
good.
how
Yeah.
much I strive for
so.
excellence.
This is I would call
It's
this. This is
variable
a
on the
good
task.
show. 2 words. but it's also kind of a shit show.
No, not
I
at
love
all.
a shit show.
Well, you know, the way...
It's an intentional dumpster fire, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Yeah, we're the
Yes.
hobos lighting it on fire
Exactly.
and
I
waiting for
don't
people to
think
walk
it's
around the
a
It's
corner.
show at all.
intentional.
You guys do a really good job.
It's intentional.
You guys do a really good job. We've enjoyed watching the other episodes.
We have.
It's, yeah.
Well, do you know what? It's fun. It's fun for us.
Represent.
Everyone we've had on so far, one or both of us know those people. And it's really great because we can bring people on like you two and we can talk about Montrose and talk about what you're doing and all that great stuff. And it's just, isn't it just, it's just really fun.
Well, then we
drink
missed the
Kevin
mark
and
because
Chelsea's
we
beer.
were trying to make it difficult.
Yeah, we've been trying to be real difficult.
Yeah, I know.
You did. You've been, you know, giving us the Heisman because you're right over there, and we
have
keep
a
bringing it up.
tendency-
They weren't there.
Yeah.
They were getting
Right.
liquored up before
Well,
they came here.
So here's what I'll say. The coolest thing about this, I think, well, the time is a construct.
Are we
so I
talking
can't-
about us now?
Yeah,
Is this...
I was going to say talk about us
No.
for a second. There were so many episodes into it, but there's going to be a library now of like all these cool people that are here in this area that'll be there, that'll be out there. Like it's you know, a little bit of a encyclopedia of
You never
Montrose
know.
starting
In
now.
50 years, when we're all worm food,
Right.
somebody might stumble across this on the back of that ancient old website, YouTube, and listen to it.
But that was the hope, is to tell some really cool stories with some really cool people.
Well,
that-
and to your point, we were talking about it, and we should do a reverse podcast where he and I interview you two.
absolutely.
And why you do this.
And why you do this.
we'll come-
Because we appreciate it. Like, this is pretty fucking awesome what you
But
guys
I
are
think
doing.
it's like it's part of what is going to make whatever you want things to be better. I'm not exactly sure how to term that.
Yeah.
But I think Montrose is changing a great deal for the better.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that things like this are kind of what's missing. You know, really engaging with the community and really talking to business owners and what makes it like interesting and individual. That's what's really cool about Colorado is all of these little towns are so amazing.
Yeah.
They have a really great variance of what's happening in them given very small population. It's super exciting. And the fact that you're highlighting people is great. Like it will help boost. It's,
For sure.
you know,
Well,
part of...
and that's the whole reason, right?
Yeah.
Is that I think we feel like we have people here doing great things. We want to highlight that because, you know, we want people who are coming to town or even passing through town to know in one way or another about you, about the whiskey that's produced in town, about the beer that's produced in town, about people who
wine.
have businesses. Yeah, we're going to get Lee on at some point, but we want people to know about that. It's this idea of rising tides float all ships, right?
Absolutely.
You know, if we can get people to come here and eat good food, you know, enjoy some drinks and a night out and do fun things, then they're going to spend money and they're going to come back and they're going to tell their friends. And yes, you know, there are going to be people who complain about, we don't want you in our town. And, you know, we don't want this town so popular, but too bad.
But that's absolutely anywhere that you live.
Exactly.
Like we were just speaking to the bartender at Storm King, and she's lived in Paris. I lived in Paris. Like we were talking about the idea of in Colorado, she works in Telluride, and people saying, "Oh, I live here," but like the people in Telluride are like, "No, you're not from here. You don't
Right.
live here." And that's kind of the same idea that you feel in like really big cities like Paris, where you have to be there for a very long time for people to think that you're there. But I don't know where I was going with that.
That's
Well,
okay.
lost
what I
my
was going
train
to
of
say
thought.
though is everyone we've had on so far, with the exception of one, Brett, are not from here
Right.
for the most part, right? I'm not. He's not.
I'm not. He is.
Where are you
Right.
from?
We,
well, he's from New Jersey.
he knows where
originally,
I'm from. Potato. Press the button. Every time Dennis says something like that, we press the potato button.
Okay, fair enough. So there's only been one potato button. You're doing great, bud.
No, they were like 10.
there's only
They were
one
like
potato
10 before you showed up. Where are you from, Southern man? You're Florida or Texas or?
I am originally from Florida. Yes, I was
Holy
born in Florida.
fuck.
What
I
part
know.
of Florida?
And then he moved to Texas. What a combo.
I lived in Tampa for 9 years.
Okay, that's where my brother and my mom are. They're
Fantastic.
just outside of St. Petersburg, in between Tampa. But Tampa, Georgia, Texas, Colorado.
Whoa.
That's how I got here.
Whoa.
So
And your accent belies all of those.
All of
places.
those things.
it's all in there, mixed in there somewhere.
Is it?
It can be.
No.
It's
I mean,
nothing.
So, could you
It's
call your
always
mom
pretty
real quick,
innocuous.
or someone in your family?
Oh my
Just-
God,
what
East
happens.
Texas Ernie.
Oh,
Yeah.
we should call East Texas Ernie. We got to get him. He's going to be here.
We got to get him on another
He's gonna
time.
be here.
Holy shit.
We worked at a university in North Carolina. It was so hysterical. Like the Southern professors would have zero accent.
Yeah, bless
until
your
they
heart.
passed each other in the hallway, and then you would hear like
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, the Southern drawl is for the other Southerners. Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Sure
Exactly.
is.
It's camaraderie, and
Yeah.
that's totally okay.
But I
It's,
think
it's
that-
why I can call you the C word.
exactly.
It's camaraderie.
You know, that is a good point.
Camaraderie
He's the
is the
only
C
one that
word.
can say that word. That it doesn't just.
camaraderie.
It has
Yeah,
much
that
less
one, yeah.
impact in the UK.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
does.
Just for those
Culturally.
out there, the C word in question is
It's
not
camaraderie.
It's not camaraderie.
It is absolutely camaraderie.
Oh yeah, I get away with a lot of stuff here.
yeah.
Why do you think I'm staying?
Yeah.
Great. Back home, I don't get away with anything.
Do you not?
No, but I will. To your point, though,
Have you not heard his story about why he loves living over
hang
here?
on a minute. Hang on a minute. Okay, I'll quickly reiterate for the people is just if you will, Wales is planet Krypton. Earth is Colorado. So on Krypton, right? They're not supermen. They're just men. When they come to when Superman comes to
I'm
Earth,
loving your face right
he
now.
has superpowers, right? So when I'm back home in Wales, I'm the same as everybody else. Well, that's not true, obviously. When I
when
come
he's
here,
here-
I get away with a lot of stuff, and it's kind of like a superpower.
Kinda
People
like
go,
a-
"Did
Do
you
you
just
think
insult
that your
me?"
accent gives you some kind of bill of rights? Like, is that what's happening? Because although I think it's quaint, I also think that
Ooh, quaint.
I feel like if you put on a cape and a blue lycra suit with
You're damn
red
right.
What I'm
Speedos-
saying
And then
is-
swing a sledgehammer in slow
Then-
motion.
Yeah.
what I'm saying is
Oh,
that
now
you're
it's getting-
also charming and helpful, and so maybe it's like a combination of other things, but not that you have like a superpower.
Maybe it's the accent is the tipping point. I get away with a lot of stuff.
I
So
just re-
I've
I
met
just-
a lot of really stupid people with accents, and I've met a lot
true.
of really smart people with stupid accents.
But
So-
you're making sense. And this WKRP Montrose is not about making sense.
That's true. I will say, I just discovered, you just pointed out a really good point. Rob does so many great things to support other people, and he's really kind, and he volunteers a lot of his time, and he helps people any chance he can. And I just realized,
There's a butt coming.
I just realized that was to cover up all of his, say the word. Say the word.
Camaraderie.
Yeah, the camaraderie. It's
Oh,
not the
yes.
camaraderie. It
I
starts
do
with
all
the
that
same
stuff
letter.
because otherwise I'd be seen as a complete camaraderie.
There you go.
Oh no, I am one of those. It's fine. But I think to what I was saying though is the point is I mean I don't just randomly call people
Sure you do.
No.
comrades in the street, right?
Wow, no, it totally.
Now we
different
just want to say it.
I know.
No.
We can't. We
We
can't.
because
No, no,
Dennis
we can,
hasn't
but we
worked
can't.
out how to put the beeps in. But
No. You know.
But the point is that none of us do that in the street to people we don't know. In fact,
Cuckoo.
in the UK, I mean, where I'm from, it's very much a thing you. It's very much a thing.
You should bleep the UK.
It's very much a thing you only
Because
do to
sometimes he's
friends.
from the UK and
Right.
sometimes he's from
Sure.
Wales.
Yes.
You only do it to friends.
Yes, and that's
What
why
is,
we
what
do
is it
to
that you do? What is it that you do to friends?
I'm watching your sausage fingers there.
We
Relax.
actually just had this discussion today because a friend of ours in Charlotte just did a meeting with some executives where they were talking to them about how to talk to millennials and Gen Z. And I find it super offensive. Like Mike and I are super sensitive to people. We always want to approach you in the way that you want to be spoken to. But it seems kind of ridiculous to me that people don't understand levels of formality. Like I shouldn't have to learn a specific vocabulary to speak to a Gen Z person in the workplace. Wow. Like that's the workplace. So it's
Right.
funny that you mentioned that because we had a 30-minute discussion about it today, whether it was appropriate or not. Because
So I'm going to segue. generations. I feel like Montrose is dealing with a lot of the generational shift. I'm gonna take it away from the whole like.
No, I was on board. I was on board
from Wales.
I was on board. I get what you're saying.
Okay.
There is a separation of, well, this is the first time in history that this many generations have worked in the same workforce together.
Yes.
And
two large ones are converging.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like us.
So you've got the opposite. Yeah.
Dennis is significantly older.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes I have to show him how to forward an email. It's ridiculous.
How old are you, Dennis?
I am
57.
65.
You're what?
65.
No
Are you serious?
fucking way.
No, he's not.
You just said I was considerably older than you.
Yes,
How
you
old are
are.
you?
I feel like you're almost 60 based on a previous
No.
podcast that I listened to.
And I'm not trying to be nice, but I wouldn't assume that.
That I'm 65?
He's
Yeah,
not
no.
65.
He's almost 60. Regardless.
He's 55, probably.
No.
Come on, press the potato button. How old are you? How old are you?
It'll remain a mystery.
All right. What a complete and utter comrade.
You know, when you get a compliment and then you just completely diverge from that. Now I'm on Team Rob again.
Yeah. Well, everybody's on Team Rob.
I don't
There
know.
is
I'm still
no-
on the fence.
No,
There is
No.
there is no Team Dennis, according to Rob.
There's no Team Dennis. It's just him. His wife is mostly on my side.
That's also true.
Not always, but mostly. But you know,
Why isn't she on the podcast?
She actually asked to be on the podcast, and she's gonna come on. She's got a nonprofit.
do you want to come back? You can just watch through the window. I think that could be great.
I don't watch anything. I participate only.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But having Rob and her on the mic together, I know what I'm signing up for. Let's
can't
just put it
wait.
that way.
Yeah,
It looks like you'll be all right.
we're going to absolutely gang up on you, and it's going to be brilliant.
And just to win you back, I'm 48 years old. I'll be 49 in September.
So I'm older than you.
Well, you look much younger than I do. So
I agree.
I do. That's not a huge compliment to you.
I don't know.
So I mean, you're a much more attractive man, but that's not saying a lot for me.
Rob, how old are you?
43.
Okay.
So he's
Really?
he's so much
I
younger
thought
than
you
I
were
am.
younger.
Why? Because I'm really immature and childish?
No, it's the beautiful accent.
Oh, that too.
Have you asked him why he colors his beard? I don't understand why he does it. He should just leave it
Can
alone.
you see from there?
You don't color your beard.
No, of course not. What
yeah.
kind of... who does that?
He does a
Just for
mocha
men?
brown just for men. Yeah.
There's grey.
There's the boxes.
You can see that from here.
the boxes
I
in the
can't.
trash can over there. You can go look.
I
I'm
have
telling
been
you.
going gray since 18, so I'm immune.
Never trust
But
a
actually,
man...
not gray. I have beautiful silver hair, so I give a fuck.
Never trust a man who has an inverse mustache. Look at that. No mustache, goatee.
Yeah.
But he can grow a mustache.
Can I? No, you can't trust that.
I had it. This is ridiculous. I had
No.
a full beard. There's other episodes with me having a full beard. So now you're
Weird. I don't
Can you
trust
bring
you
out your
today,
Jersey
then.
accent so
I
everybody
don't
can know that
trust
you're
you
not
today,
Welsh?
then.
I see how you think you could be from Jersey, though.
Yeah, he's totally Jersey.
I do.
All right.
I get it.
Well,
I'd rather
listen,
be from Jersey than New York. But.
We've hit the time limit, unfortunately. I had a whole list of other questions I wanted to ask you guys.
Do you want to
Part
rapid
two?
fire?
Yeah,
that?
that's rapid fire.
Rapid
Let's
fire.
rapid fire.
Well, we'll
just-
do part 2 as well.
We'll do one sentence or
I mean,
three
we're
word.
down to clown. Like,
Hey,
whatever.
do you want to try to do 3-word answers?
Okay.
Okay, go.
All right, fine. What's the weirdest? So you guys have made some chocolates that have been in different shapes for other partners. I was, cyber stalking you on Facebook. Have you had any weird requests for chocolates? Try to answer that in 3 words.
No.
No?
No.
That's
No.
cheating. That's a 1-word answer. No weird requests. You've never had a wedding party ask for chocolates or anything like that?
Yeah, but it's never anything weird. It's just
Would
annoying.
you do them?
Yeah.
If somebody said, I want
I would love it.
I want
Oh.
a big bag of little penises.
I would send you a kit.
So
So
not
that
not
you
3
could,
words, but
find the one
green
that you
chili
wanted.
gelée, white chocolate corn ganache that we did for an event at
That's
the
just a
rodeo.
weird one, but it wasn't a weird
But it's
request.
weird.
Yeah.
But still, it's a green chili gelée with the
Yeah.
corn ganache.
That was
on
more
it.
than 3. Go.
Oh, next question. All right, you used AI
Yeah.
recently
Yeah, a lot.
to do a social media post. Does AI name your chocolates?
No.
Never. We don't.
Would you
name our
ever let
chocolates.
AI name one of your chocolates?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, what we'll say though is, I put WKRP in to ChatGPT and said, "Hey, come up with some names," and it came up with dozens of them.
We use
Some are
AI
funny,
for
but-
smarter things. Like
Yeah.
we give it a recipe and say, I want to scale this up to this many trays that has 24 grams in it. You know, it's,
Okay.
we're using it for math. We're using it for
Actual
certain
assistant work.
But it's a useful tool then too.
Absolutely. We use it for our plants. We use it. Yeah, it can handle really complicated questions
Right.
as long as you're able to prompt it correctly.
Yeah.
People that aren't using it as a tool are scared, and they should be doing that.
So I want to quickly say though, the AI image that he's referring to, the box looked exactly like your box.
That was so amazing.
Right.
So that prompt. So just because I have a chemistry degree, so I learned how to prompt things like that to begin with. So I did a very quick prompt. It didn't have the box correct. It took me 2 more prompts,
And it got it exact.
And I wasn't suggesting our box. I was just like, make the box smaller. Please use raffia ribbon. Make the raffia ribbon in multicolor.
It's the exact box, right?
Yeah, and it came
Right.
up with it was creepy.
Yeah.
That was a creepy part. So I was like, holy fuck.
Well, and like the lady was like,
She
every
looks like a Colorado woman.
like-
Yeah.
Like what I was just like
She just had
Colorado
to-
woman with a mountain behind her, sitting at a picnic table.
Yep.
You know,
It's
yeah.
written,
Yeah.
social media posts. It's just.
I
we're doing
immediately
everything,
noticed
so.
the box.
Yeah. I
Next.
was so surprised. Next.
Yeah. Come on.
Next. Okay. All right. Softball question. Charcuterie board or dessert board?
Charcuterie board.
Really?
Charcuterie board, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they work with it all day.
Yeah.
But they have a cool
guess.
dessert board.
We make charcuterie
but I
dessert
live
boards.
charcuterie.
Yeah, we
That's
had
what-
it for lunch today.
Yeah.
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 Who doesn't?
We're like
So
old.
spread.
I'm
if
going
we
to
start buying
Spain at
cer-
the end of the month, and I can't wait to eat
If
as
we-
much cool food like charcuterie.
Where are you going?
type
I'll
stuff.
tell you places to go.
I'm going to northern Spain and then Madrid for 3 days.
You dirty
Oh,
pig.
that's not Spain.
He's just bragging now. All right.
Yeah.
Last question.
It's not Spain.
Last question. Recently, you guys were given a great spot in Aspen
Yep.
to deliver your chocolates to.
Yep.
It's in. I could say where it's at, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Of course.
Clark's Market.
Clark's
We're-
Market.
We'll be in all of their Mountain Village locations,
Yes.
Denver and Lowry.
Telluride,
Denver,
Crested
Lowry,
Butte.
and Sedona.
Aspen,
Telluride, Crested Butte.
Aspen Vale,
Aspen Vale.
Snowmass, Sedona, Arizona, and Lowry, Denver.
Ridiculous.
To
I mean,
roll
it's,
out in the next year.
Yeah. And they've been amazing to work with. We
Yeah.
really love them.
We're delivering to Aspen on Thursday for Food and Wine Fest coming up.
oh. Yeah.
4 times
starting
in
the
5
16th.
weeks.
Yeah. It's
Are
a
you
really-
delivering like for Food and Wine or just to Clark's?
Just to
Just to
Clark's.
Clark's.
So
but
they
they're
wanna make
busy
sure they
because
want-
of
yeah,
Food
yeah,
and
yeah.
Wine.
Yep,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
want to be stocked up for the event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
have,
we're gonna be-
I have a friend visiting, and I'm going to tell her to go
do it.
to Clark's and get your
Wow, one
chocolate.
whole
We're
food.
super stoked. It's very exciting. We can maybe really scale up and have
But
a
your
like,
question-
little chocolate manufacturer
Yeah.
in town.
So the rest of the question was: is there another dream location that you would like to see Alpen Confections in?
We've been in so many dream locations, so we've worked really hard to be where we're at. And sometimes because of what's happened to us in life and the way we've had to kind of reset, it's hard to realize what we've done. But we've been carried in Charlotte, Manhattan, Miami Beach, and now these other locations that are the richest locations in Colorado.
I feel
and
really
most
good about
of-
Montrose.
Yeah.
We love it here. There's so many great parts to this part of the world. And we're very open to whatever may happen. Life is very crazy, and we've learned that, I think, at a younger age, to kind of just be
I don't know. I'm
present.
the oldest person in the room. So,
Just be present and open to whatever opportunities
Oh, yeah.
may come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For he and I think our ultimate goal is just to continue to make the best chocolate we can and make people happy and see where it takes us on the Western Slope and in Montrose, and just do what we do.
yeah.
Have a good time.
So last one, we talked about movie stars. We talked about Kate Beckinsale and her little trick. If you could have a spokesperson, anybody, for the chocolate,
Henry Cavill.
Yes.
Wait. There was
100%.
there was an end to the question, and if you could have anybody, but not just so you can meet them.
Henry Cavill. Or wait, no, that's like that's a hard one.
I feel like you nailed it.
I mean, do you go musical? Do you go?
Oh,
You
it's clearly Henry
inadvertently
Cavill.
tied it all.
I mean,
tied it all up there with that
No, I
because
feel like
Superman
He's
over
actually
here.
Superman.
Yes, he is.
He has an accent
no,
too.
Is he
No.
Welsh?
No. Christian Bale was born in Wales. There's a Batman as well.
Christian Bale's a
Christian Bale's
good one,
not
too.
Henry Cavill.
No.
No.
Henry Cavill though plays a lot of the.
Yeah,
what's
I
the
don't know
game?
if there's like a
He plays
famous
Warhammer?
spokesperson.
Warhammer,
There's so
yeah, where
many
they paint
people.
the figures.
He's producing the movie coming up. I'm
Really?
maybe a fanboy. For
Yeah.
more
Maybe.
reasons. Well, I have like
what
a
about-
slight Superman thing as well. So
Favorite Superman?
What about the Australian?
Quickly.
Henry Cavill.
No, Australian actress. What's her name? Who? Our favorite Australian actress.
Oh, Toni Collette.
Tony Collette.
Toni Collette. Or
Collette.
Kim Deal.
Kim Deal.
Yeah, from the
Yes,
Breeders. Lead
of
singer of the Breeders.
Yeah, Kim
Or Robert
Deal.
Smith from The Cure.
Yeah.
Not
Was
Jennifer Saunders or
was Toni
Joanna
Collette
Lumley?
in the movie Chocolat with
No,
who was that
That
actress?
was Johnny Depp, and I can't remember her name. Brunette.
Actually, I take it all back.
Devastatingly
Kim Deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kim
That's
Deal
just-
of the Breeders.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, we
weird,
put a
it's
lot out
scary.
there. I was just trying to help out. Like,
It's
you
still
never know
for
who's
me,
going to
I
it's
listen.
have to
Henry
tag Kim
Cavill.
Deal now and pray to God that she'll.
We'll
respond
tag
to me
all of
anyway.
those people. You never know. Although the problem is Henry Cavill will go, oh my god, oh fuck, they actually don't want me.
He's got a girlfriend, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
I thought this was about being a representative of your brand.
Oh yeah.
That was the original
I
question.
thought you were just
I'm
asking
okay
me
with
who
where
are
you're
my
at.
favorites.
I mean, people can be multifaceted.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Yeah.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Gentlemen, thank
we
you.
really appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much.
We may have to clip us singing as the
No,
opening, or at least
absolute-
work it into
We
the
might
opening
have to
sometime.
because of copyright reasons.
Well,
That's the
okay,
only
that's
reason.
right.
If
We
you
can
wanna,
redo
like,
it as WKRP at Montrose.
Yes.
We can-
we'll
we
get you
can-
back in to do that.
Yeah.
Can redo it.
And you're right across the street from us, so you can
100.
come anytime.
Just holler at your boys.
Across the alley. Let's
Across
be
the
real.
alley.
You're like trying to like
Across the
Welsh
alley.
it up.
It's
Well,
just an hour.
When you guys get a chance, holler at your boys. Go over to Alpen Confections. Get yourself some chocolate. As a matter of fact, Rob, I'm not going to let you have this. We're going to give this away. So if you signed up for our newsletter or if you call in to 970-316-3162, we will figure out a way to give this away. You guys will have to do a short little social media video for us to choose the person that we give it away to. How about that?
get you some fresh.
All right, there we go.
You better have a lock for this office then.
WKRP. We'll see you next time. And we are now